Well, Burnley 0, Leeds 0. I don't really know what to say about that game. I think the highlight of my match was my hot dog at half time, to be honest with you. Warmed me up a little bit, or a bit wet and wild. Bit of a wet and wild night on Turf Moor tonight. Did it affect the game? No, probably not, I don't think. If I'm being truthfully honest with you, I think Parker has actually set us up to draw that game, to not concede, to just completely nullify anything that Leeds have. And you know, if that's the game plan in isolation, then it completely worked. We reduced sort of the league's entertainers to nothing. No creativity, no shots, no anything, which, you know, is impressive in isolation. If you were to look at that result on its own, it's probably a really good point. You know, we've just taken 4 points off the league leaders, you know, the sort of front runners. So yeah, 4 points off the top of the table. You can't really grumble at that, if I'm being truthfully honest. You know, is it a game to be over analytic and critical? No, not really, because not much happened really. I thought just two teams just sort of cancelled each other out. You know, it didn't really look like we had much intent going forward. We counter-attacked a few times, but it looked like our midfield were sort of told to sort of sit back and hold off a little bit. I thought Josh Brownhill was pretty, I'd say missing is a strong word. It was sort of, that's the only word I can think of, missing, but it wasn't missing, it's a bit of a strong word, but it just wasn't in the game. He wasn't it wasn't affecting the game like he does. He wasn't making them bursting runs, breaking the lines. Now I don't know whether that was an instructional thing or he just was having an off day, but he just wasn't having one of his days where, you know, probably he's the one that sort of breaks the line and goes and gets a goal for us. But yeah, going forward, it's not really much to report. Anthony again did, you know, everything he could to an extent. I thought his final sort of delivery or decision making wasn't quite there tonight, which is probably a common theme of the season. Again, I'm sort of saying all the same stuff I have done really. Now, Foster really wasn't at it today. I just didn't think that was the right game for him today. Personally, I was thinking, you know, chatting to mates before the game, that I really wanted to see Hannibal on that side and sort of help support Humphreys, but you know, he chose to play Foster, and I just don't think it worked. I thought his first touch was all over the place. His positioning wasn't great. You know, he made the obvious runs when he were closing people down that made the easy decision for the defenders. Didn't really do anything to affect the game. Just felt like it just wasn't going to be a game for him, and I felt that before the game, and it proved right throughout the game. I mean, the mountains of it's just a really weird game. There's no one really to criticise because I think everyone played the part. Only one or two players had sort of an off day. That's probably Foster and Brownhill really, and then everyone else was fantastic. Really, they did all their jobs, what they should have done. But I think the rest of this video, I think it's just gonna have to be dedicated to Steve. You know, Maxime Esteve is head and shoulders above every defender in this league. He is unbelievable. I've not actually seen him put a foot wrong yet. He had a flawless game. He rightly so got man of the match. He was flawless tonight. He commanded the line perfectly. He was just 2 yards ahead of everybody. You know, from a lead. You know, when Leeds were attacking, he just read absolutely everything. That man is just an absolute machine, and I'll be astonished, regardless what division we're in, whether it's Premier League or, you know, Championship. I'll be astonished, and I know I don't want to say this because it's a bit negative, but I'll be utterly astonished if he's in a Burnley shirt next season, because he is genuinely the best defender in this league. There is not a defender in this league, and probably in the bottom half of the Championship, that comes close, bottom half of the Premier League, that even comes close to him. He's an absolute diamond. we have unearthed an absolute diamond here. If we cannot command a massive fee for him, then the game has gone. You know, insert utter woke nonsense from the Dash, you know, Dash meme or whatever. But no, he was the absolute shining star for me in a pretty unexciting, non-exciting performance. But bigger picture, still unbeaten, another clean sheet. We are well on our way to becoming the best, to holding the best defensive record this league's ever seen. And that's that's all, it's all down to sort of players like Estev and Egan Riley, and that back line, that back sort of the group of lads at the back. They're just generals at the back. They just want to defend. They want the clean sheet. That they'll do everything for the clean sheet, and it makes a massive difference. And it might drag us over the line in the end, but again, we really could do with sort of a match winner. I think that's what we're desperate for now. It's coming into sort of the closing days and weeks of the transfer window. Other teams around us have improved. I've seen that Sheffield United have just got that Chowdhury in, which again, it's another improvement in their squad. Leeds probably might not make a signing, but they've got a pretty decent squad as long as they don't lose anyone. Sunderland done a bit of business. Now, as it stands, we're not regressing, we're standing still. We really are standing still. We really need to bring in, could I tell you who to bring in? No. I mean, I wanted Josh Sargent from Norwich in the summer. I think he'd be an excellent match winner, but it's going to command a high fee, and deals like that don't get done in January. But yeah, we really need to make a statement signing, I think, in January. Just a big match winner, an exciting signing. Someone's going to come and take a game by scruff of the neck. And I think games like that tonight, where it is probably balanced on a knife edge, that someone can just take the game by the scruff of the neck and make something happen. We just don't have that. That is the difference between us being in the middle of the pack, chugging along, to us being the team that is leading the pack. If we'd have had that, a match winner, a player that gets the game by the bollocks and makes something happen, we don't get as many draws as we have done. Now, who is that person? I don't know. It's down to the recruitment team. That's their job. But we're crying out for someone, definitely. But yeah, I'm stop waffling because it's nearly 8 minutes long now. But on the whole, the game in isolation, really good point, against a really good team. I think, was it a good advert for Championship football? No, it was pretty dull and boring. As a Burnley fan, good point. Take that, nullified. A really good team to a clean sheet. Yeah, we're just going to have to move on to the next one. The game's going to start coming thick and fast now. We move on to Oxford, and hopefully we can right that wrong of dropping points against them earlier on in the year, and we can, really do a Plymouth on them. I think we're overdue a good performance at home. I think, not a good performance, we're overdue like a couple of goals at home. I think the last time we scored quite a few goals were against Cardiff, and that was like the first home game of the season. So we are overdue a bit of a glutton of goals at home, and I think that'd really help the fan, get the fans, going at home. And yeah, like I say, we'll see what the transfer window brings. But yeah, good point, happy with that. 4 points off Leeds over the season, still unbeaten, another clean sheet, and on our way to the defending record. So yeah, up the Clarets.